Throughout the WWE, there are so many champions. I looked it up. There's 20 plus titles, I believe, throughout the entire company of the WWE. But out of all the champions, there are some champion reigns that are better than others. There are some that we might rank higher than others depending on how the storylines have gone between one compared to the other, and also how the character, this superstar, has been elevating the title that they currently have. Well, in this video, we're going to be ranking all of the current WWE champions that hold their title. Are they making it prestigious? Are they making it worthy of a world title or a mid-card title? We're gonna find out the rankings that I have for this video. And what am I doing? Let's rank these current WWE champions. Since there are so many titles in this video, I mainly just want to be talking about the main roster, the main storylines throughout the WWE, which a lot of the main storylines run through all of these champions that I'm currently going to be naming. We're going to start off the list with John Cena, our current WWE champion and our current Real Last champion. So John Cena has defended the title once ever since WrestleMania 41, where he became the never-seen number 17 WWE champion, where he beat Cody Rhodes. He defended it against Randy Orton at WWE Backlash in St. Louis, Missouri. John, it hasn't been too far away from WrestleMania to where, obviously, like, defending it so many times, he's only appearing really on the premium live events to defend the title. So him only having Randy Orton as the defense right now, can't really say anything bad about that. But it's just so much that a lot of people complained about Roman Reigns as champion because he was such a part-time, champion. And despite Roman Reigns being a part-time champion, I somehow liked Roman Reigns a lot more than what we're currently getting with John Cena. I don't know if it's because John Cena is playing the heel character and it's just kind of weird how they're playing it out. Like, as of right now, he's now going to be in a tag team match with Logan Paul, and he's facing Cody Rhodes again. Like, that's gonna be, it might look like his next rival, possibly at like SummerSlam or something. I'm not too invested into John Cena's title reign because I don't like the way they're going about it, like when it comes to booking his matches, and also like him showing up when he does show up. Like, I don't know, like, I'm just tired of hearing, the fans did this to me. Like, it's getting old at this point. And that's just my opinion. Some people might love that, and I still like it when he does cut his promos, but it's just like, come on, dude. Like, I don't know how many times I could really listen to this, and I can't care any more than I already do because you're giving me you're dishing out the same meals, and I'm gonna get tired of the same meals. It's still gonna be good. The meal's good, but like, I wanna have some new flavors. I wanna taste something different. So I feel like with John Cena's title reign, we're kind of getting the same thing over and over again, especially with the way his matches end. I mean, we saw with the R-Truth match at Saturday Night's Main Event, just the title shot, a low blow. Yeah, I know he's a heel, but guys, like, can we be, and I know he wants to ruin pro wrestling, but there is a difference between having that be the narrative and then just being lazy of booking, because I feel like it's just so lazy. Like, that's just me though. I feel like a lot of other people say that too, but I don't know. I might just be the only one standing on that opinion myself. I was debating between a C and a C plus for John Cena. I'm gonna go with the C plus just because I have high hopes with the potential matches in the future that he defends it, maybe against a CM Punk or a Roman Reigns. I think just the build up to matches like that in the future are going to be really good. But even currently, like, I guess he's doing a good job for the time that he is spending in the WWE when he does show up. But honestly, it's arguable. I think C or C plus, nothing more than that. I don't think anyone could really make the case that it's a B ranking for John Cena's title reign. Jey Uso, main event Jey Uso. Now I can actually call him main event because Jey Uso main evented this Saturday night's main event where he defeated Logan Paul by defending World Heavyweight Championship. And kudos to Jey Uso. I'm glad that they're having the World Heavyweight Championship being a part of several different superstars. Many superstars want this title. And Jey Uso currently has defended the title against Logan Paul at Saturday night's main event and Seth Rollins on a Monday Night Raw. That ended in a DQ. So Jey has defended the title twice already, and he just won at WrestleMania. And this title is being talked about between someone like Gunther, someone like Logan Paul, someone like Seth Rollins. You might even see down the road Braun Breaker want the title. Like, the World Heavyweight Championship is being talked about, and we can say Jey Uso is doing a great job of elevating the title because they're actually making his storylines interesting now. They're not just, having him go on a normal babyface run where he's just this super underdog and that's the main story of everything. No, like, people have it out for Jey. They want to take the title off of him, and it's still kind of an underdog story because he has something to prove. But I like how Jey gets in these serious moments where when he realizes that he needs to lock in, he locks in, and he's doing great. And I gotta admit, I rank Jey Uso's title reign right now a B. I think that's a very good ranking for Jey Uso, especially with, at least with my prediction for how I thought his title reign would be. I was kind of like annoyed at first because I thought they were just going to use him as, the Yeet Man and nothing else. He's still doing the Yeet, but it looks like they're having Jey's title reign be very serious, as in multiple people want it, and these multiple people that want it, they are, main event and beyond caliber superstars, so that in itself elevates the title. So the next person who does get their hands on the title, it will be a more prestigious title because of what Jey Uso did with the World Heavyweight Championship. You know what time it is. It is Tiffy time. Tiffany Stratton. I am going to give a hot take right now. Tiffany Stratton might be the greatest champion as of right now. I think she's on the best title reign run when it comes to storyline, her defending the title, her putting on great matches, her being on every single show, and wrestling on just normal Friday night SmackDowns. It seems like with Tiffany Stratton, unlike other champions, when they become champion, they sort of just don't wrestle on the live shows anymore. I mean, I think the only other exception is really like Jey Uso, maybe a Dominic Mysterio too. But like Tiffany Stratton, one of the longest reigning champions currently in the WWE. She's defending the title on Friday night SmackDowns. She's putting on fantastic matches. I mean, her against Nia Jax was great. Tiffy versus Charlotte at WrestleMania. It could go both ways, but regardless, Tiffany Stratton won that match against Charlotte Flair. She defended it against Bayley as well. Tiffany Stratton is on a great run, and just like with Jey Uso, Tiffany Stratton, her as the champion, multiple women have their eyes on the title. Multiple women are being a part of the title scene, such as a Julia. We saw the stare down on this past Friday night SmackDown, such as a Charlotte Flair again. I think she still wants the WWE Women's Championship. Nia Jax as well. I know she just lost, but she's still in that title mix. Jade Cargill. This is crazy. I mean, Naomi too. There's all the women on the Friday night SmackDown roster pretty much are affiliated with this title. So it just goes to show that Tiffy's doing a great job with elevating the title. And I gotta give Tiffany Stratton the best ranking I think that we're going to see on the list potentially. We'll see when we go down the list with the other names. I got Tiffany Stratton at an A. I think Tiffy has done a fantastic job, and I think she's done one of the most better recent jobs with this championship. I think when she does eventually lose down the line, it's only going to benefit the next superstar in line. And I hope the next superstar in line could do the same exact thing that Tiffany Stratton is currently doing with this title. Next up is one of my favorite superstars. We got Io Sky as the Women's World Champion. I love Io Sky. I don't know what they have planned for Io, sadly. Io Sky has been showing up on Monday Night Raws and having matches. She had that 1 week where she had a fantastic match on Monday Night Raw, and then she was on NXT in a tag match as well. Io Sky, she's been everywhere, but the Monday Night Raw women's division, when it comes to main event caliber women talent, there's really not too much besides Rhea Ripley and now a newly inserted Roxanne Perez, but Roxanne could go after Lyra Valkyria rather than going for the main title yet. I don't like the direction that they currently have Io Sky in, and the triple threat match at WrestleMania 41 was absolutely phenomenal, but as we're currently looking at it, I gotta say that Io Sky might be a C ranking, right there with John Cena. It seems like Io Sky, they don't have anything at least right now, even planned for the future for Io Sky when it comes to opponents at least, let alone storylines. And it's sad to see because I think we're starting to see what they did with Io when she was the women's champion, when she lost it to Bayley. When Io Sky was on that title run, they had no idea what to do with Io Sky, and it's such a shame. And I don't want to jump to that conclusion, but it seems like WWE is going back to that pattern with Io Sky here. Jacob Fatu, as the United States champion, he has elevated this title to higher heights. I feel like the U.S. title has been kind of in a funk for the last few years, with Austin Theory trying his best to elevate it, Bobby Lashley as well. But now we got main event talent being, like, that's what it all comes down to. If a champion has enough star power to where they can attract the main event scene to go after a mid-card title, that's how you elevate a championship to make it a really prestigious title for people to actually want to care about it. So Jacob Fatu involving someone like LA Knight, Damian Priest, and Drew McIntyre, and I think we could eventually see someone like Solo Sikoa in there as well. Jacob Fatu is doing a fantastic job, and he's elevating the championship. That is, in my opinion, that's where you're going to get a good ranking here, right? You're going to get a good ranking by elevating the title that you currently have, because the next person that is in line to win it, it's going to elevate their character, make them a bigger star. So with Jacob Fatu elevating the United States Championship, I got to give him a B+. He is right up there with Tiffany Stratton. The only reason why I give a B+ is because currently I don't see Jacob Fatu having any feud with the U.S. title right now. I think maybe the next person in line could be Solo Sikoa, but that's not discrediting anything. That's really the only thing that I have to not make it an A ranking for Jacob Fatu. But besides Jacob Fatu not currently having someone going after his title, Jacob Fatu has done a phenomenal job and one of the best jobs of currently elevating a championship in the company right now. Dominic Mysterio is the IC champion, the greatest IC champion, the greatest Intercontinental champion. He has one title defense, I believe, and it was against Penta, but now it seems like Penta's not going to go back to trying to face Dominic Mysterio. It looks like to me Penta's going to eventually form a Rey Fenix. So as of right now, Dominic really has no one going after the IC title. I mean, I can make the argument for Finn Balor going after it, but it looks like WWE doesn't want to pull the trigger on that yet. So Dominic Mysterio, I love Dominic. My name is Dominic too. From one Dom to another, I love you, Dom. I love chicken nuggets too. But I gotta give Dom a C ranking. I know it might be sounding kind of harsh because it's right up there with the Io Sky ranking. I think they're pretty similar. Io Sky obviously has a longer reign by like a month and a half. But Dom, the Monday Night Raw roster is really like suffering right now. It seems like it was the opposite. SmackDown was suffering and Raw was just loaded. It seems like Monday Night Raw, they got to maybe call some people up or do the draft or something. Get some more mid-card talent on the Monday Night Raw roster for the men and the women. But do I think Dom could change this around? Absolutely. You just got to give him a credible opponent. That's the thing with some of these rankings. It's not the superstar themselves. It's what WWE is throwing at them as they're currently champion. The superstars can't control that. If they're not being given anything, then you know, it's going to look like a bad title reign, but it's not their fault. If they're not given feuds or anything, that's not the superstar's fault. That is creative's fault. So like in Dom's situation, I think he could definitely turn this around and make it a B+ ranking as a IC title champion. But as of right now, where it looks like where they're going creatively with Dom, I give it a C as of right now, but I think that will change. The Street Profits as the tag team champions, they have, I think we can make the case, they have had the greatest in-ring matches as a reigning defending champion. Champions, actually. They are a tag team. Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford. They are just along with the SmackDown tag team roster, a phenomenal division, probably the best tag team division that we've had in quite a long time, from an in-ring standpoint. And also, when was the last time we had just great storylines between multiple tag teams in the WWE? I feel like it's been a long time. WWE hasn't really been known to be the tag team. They haven't been known to be the company that spotlights and highlights tag team wrestling. So I think Street Profits, they're doing a great job with the Street Profits kind of resembling how good the tag team scene is in the WWE. And Montez Ford, obviously a future star. We could definitely see Montez Ford. By looking at this title reign alone, Montez Ford could easily be a singles champion as well. And Angelo Dawkins, their chemistry together is absolutely great. I actually have it listed in-ring phenoms. It seems like every match that they have is an absolute banger. And that's why I gotta give the Street Profits a B ranking. I think this is one of the better title reigns that we have right now. And I think it's only going to get better with a tag team like Fraxium entering the scene as well. They're going to put on fantastic matches, and it looks like WWE is doing a great job with making the tag team scene over on SmackDown, at least, something very, very entertaining and something that you don't want to miss out on. One of my favorite upcoming future stars, at least in my opinion, in the WWE, we got the Women's Intercontinental Champion, Lyra Valkyria. I'm so glad that the Lyra and Becky thing did happen, where Becky and Lyra faced off at Backlash, Lyra defended her title, and she is still our current Intercontinental Women's Champion. Because if that match didn't take place, Lyra Valkyria, she wasn't appearing on the shows. They have no one being thrown at her to even, try and just give the title some TV time on Monday Night Raw. They're doing Lyra such a horrible job, and it's really a shame. And I have Lyra's title reign at a C ranking right now, and it honestly probably would have been a D ranking if this Lyra-Becky feud didn't happen. This feud definitely kickstarted to what the women's IC title scene should be and what it could be in the future. We just got to call up some women onto the roster, some mid-card talent. Like I said before, maybe the draft can help out, build Lyra Valkyria's title reign to be something more meaningful, because Lyra has no one to defend it to. What, like Maxine Dupree? No discredit to Maxine, but Lyra Valkyria, she is phenomenal in the ring. And like, she should be facing very, very credible opponents, such as like a Becky Lynch, or maybe even a Bayley. Maybe Bayley comes back and they can have a great storyline. And I think Lyra could definitely make this like into a B ranking title reign with what she's being dealt with currently. But yeah, it's hard for me to say, to give this a C, because I love Lyra. But as I'm currently seeing what's going on with the women's IC title scene, with what WWE is currently giving to Lyra, I gotta give it a C ranking. Zelina Vega, the US women's title scene, I think just like with the US Women's Championship, it seems like this entire division of mid-card talent for the women, it's just, I don't know, they don't know what to do. They don't know who to build. It seems like, I don't know if they're forgetting about the women's mid-card division on both brands, but like, I'm so glad that Zelina Vega got her first ever singles title in the WWE. That was really great to watch, but they're just using the same people over and over again. Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Alba Fire, Meechin, and BFAB as well. Like, I don't know, like, I feel so bad for saying this. I gotta give it a C minus, Zelina, and it's not Zelina's fault. They're not, and it's not Chelsea's fault either. When Chelsea Green had it, I would give it the same exact ranking, because at least Chelsea, everyone like got behind Chelsea. It's so hard not to get behind Chelsea no matter what, but that doesn't make her title reign better. So just because Chelsea held it and she's so over with the crowd doesn't make the title reign better. I love Chelsea Green as well, and I love Zelina Vega, but with what WWE, I'm saying this so often, with what they're giving these women and some of the other talent on the men's side of things too, they gotta do better. Like, they gotta do better for these superstars. They gotta give them stuff to work with, because a lot of this stuff, like, as a fan, you're kind of like, you're throwing the same dish out again and again and again, and you can only take that same dish so many times before you're like, okay, like, can we have the next meal, please? Can we have dessert? Like, I want something different. Now, the last title that we will be talking about is, and I have this currently ranked as the worst title reign on the entire main roster, the Women's Tag Team Championships. Just like I was talking about the last 2 times, I'm glad I placed it this way in the rankings, where I just recently talked about Zelina and I just recently talked about Lyra. They are both currently mid-card women, and the mid-card women's talent is just, it seemed, at least from what we're experiencing as fans, it makes it seem like it's non-existent, when I feel like it could be. But Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez, I didn't even mention that they are the women's tag team champions. Would you have known? No. I know Liv was away for the last few weeks. The fact that Liv Morgan can, and good for her. I'm so glad that she was filming a movie in Tokyo. That is awesome. But I hope we realize, like, in a normal title reign, in a prestigious title reign, if one of the champions left for a month, they would have to relinquish the titles. That just goes to show that, like, yeah, they can do whatever they want because there's nothing going on in the women's tag team scene. There really isn't. They released a few women's tag team. WWE recently released big tag team names in the women's division, and they let them go. So, like, there's really nothing going on in the women's tag team scene, and it's a shame to see. But I gotta give the tag team titles a D ranking, and like their win to win the women's tag team championships against Bianca and Naomi was so good. And I know they could be good, but there's just nothing to be thrown at them to make it interesting or prestigious at all. And that's why I gotta go with a D ranking for the women's tag team championships. Liv, I love you, Liv. Raquel, love you both, but I'm sorry. Yeah. Those are my current WWE champion rankings. Let me know what your rankings are down in the comments below. Let me know what you feel about my rankings. Are they fair? Are some outrageous? Are some very overrated? Let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. As always, drop a like as well and subscribe to the channel, as we try our best to post as consistent as possible when it comes to WWE and professional wrestling. Guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next one.